Good morning, Muscatine, and happy Wellness Wednesday. My name is Autumn Schultz, and as always, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Hy-Vee, Unity Point Health and Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rivo Plumbing and Heating, Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, Harper Cycling and Fitness, Muscatine County Fair, and Bayer of Muscatine. Just a couple things with here in Hy-Vee. They have a Facebook opportunity if you would like to win a $50 gift card to Wahlburgers. You just have to go on to the 2nd Avenue Muscatine, make sure that you comment what your favorite menu item from Wahlburgers is and which one you are wanting to try, and be sure to like and follow their page. Also, if you have noticed, when you come in, you see a bunch of pumpkins. They have 99-cent pumpkins right now, so I definitely know what I'm coming home with when I leave here today. We have a lot to talk about, and my guest today, a few things about this gentleman. One, he's the co-owner of Impact Fitness and Nutrition and the head coach. 2, he's the boys and girls varsity coach for boys and girls golf. And 3, he just happens to also be my husband. So I have Scott Schultz with me today. What was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, and really, that's probably the first time we've actually said good morning to each other since we didn't say good morning to each other at 5 in the morning.
I was up at around 4:30 this morning. Yeah, you weren't.
I was not awake. So, first off, today is National Sons Day.
Yes, it is.
So we have to give a shout out to our son Patrick.
Hi, buddy.
Who just,
I know you're not watching, but
who just happened to bump his head into a wall as we were going into daycare this morning.
We're gonna have to wrap him in bubble wrap.
We really have to. But it was really great until he, ran into a wall. And second, we've got to talk about the walk real quick.
Yes.
So the walk was on Friday, and we'll talk about why we weren't able to be there this year. Later on, but we have to do a team shout out. First off, we have 2 grand champions in our team.
Yes, we do.
Megan Jones being one of them, so shout out to Megan. And you.
Yay. Well, and our athletes are the best athletes around because they got me to that grand champion status because they pulled some money together and donated to my page. So, I mean, granted, it went to the team page, but they got me to that $1,000. So that was very much a surprise. Megan has been, I think, for 6 months now, has been working on her grand champion status. So she is always one of those top fundraisers for our Impact team.
Yeah, she has been amazing.
I kind of slid in the back door on this one, but it was because of our athletes, and she may have done something as well. But yeah, it's really a great honor to be able to have. I don't want to say the status because that's not what we're about, but hitting that mark because what it means next year, we have to do even more. So. That's okay.
And Impact raised a total of $3,830 this year. So
top team in Muscatine.
So Megan, Terry, Nora, the Hansons, Julie Kundle, you, me, and then even just everyone that took part in our Ride to End, our Fitness to End, and also the Walk to End, our 3 major fundraisers that we did at Impact. I mean, just thank you everyone that came out and helped us raise money and awareness for this.
Yeah, and obviously with huge meaning to me. So yeah, it was. I almost look forward to next year already, just to see what we're able to do.
And I just realized I did not bring it with me. It's in the car, which is hilarious. This past 2 weekends ago, I was at a HSN Healthy Steps Nutrition conference and workshop, and Impact was awarded the Community Award from HSN, and I think I remember I left it in the car. I cannot believe it.
Well, and I mean, it was ironically called the Community Impact Award. It was not because we are.
Not because of our name.
It's not because of our name. This was given out a couple years prior with HSN. So You know, granted, the news that I had to call you about was a little different than what we had to talk about, but it's really quite an honor, and I'm glad that you were there to be able to get the shout out for that. In this world of Healthy Steps Nutrition and what we're trying to do, it really speaks volumes to the things that you're able to do. I'm going to say about 80% you in regards to the community involvement as far as what you do, and then 20% as far as what I'm able to do, but have to be able not only thinking locally, acting locally, and doing what we're able to get awareness for just not nutrition, but wellness in general.
Yeah, so I mean, with Geneva being amazing with allowing us to teach stick mobility there and also doing nutrition talks, being a part of Walk to End, being a part of the Muscatine Diabetes Project, which the walk is coming up October 16th, so very soon with that. Of course, doing health fairs. I've got doing one today with MPW, which I'm really looking forward to. And then, of course, just being able to be here every single day and really pushing Wellness Wednesday too.
Oh, absolutely.
And also even employee wellness, which we have been doing with Rule and Rule this past month, which has been a lot of fun. Working on just creating employee wellness awareness of not just food and fitness, but just overall health and awareness, following a holistic approach. So that's been following the exercise, nutrition, sleep, stress, lifestyle, and support system.
And if you want to talk about a job that has all of what you talked about, high stress, they're traveling, their schedule's not just a normal 8 to 5 where they're sitting at a desk. They're always moving about, they're always on the go. And so to be able to help reframe not just the nutrition portion of it, but understanding how does stress impact us, no pun intended with the impact, but nutrition. I mean, and it's just not them, it's how we go through the day, that we go on with blinders, that all of a sudden we feel like we're working so hard and we quote unquote wake up and it's like, oh my gosh, it's 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Maybe we forgot to get our snack. Maybe now we've gone into lunchtime and I have a 1 o'clock meeting. Now what am I going to do? Well, it helps reframe what they're trying to do, and then instill these healthy habits. And so that's, I think, bringing a huge awareness to them has been eye-opening for them. And it's like, I have so much stress, I have this and that and this and that. But if we can establish that even during the most difficult of times, which is what you've been instilling with your weekly talks and your check-ins, that if we can handle that, even starting with those basic steps when we're in our highest stress, imagine when that stress is lessened. Now all of a sudden it's part of our jam, it's part of our day, and we're able to knock those easy set goals out of the park.
And I think that's what I really love. When I've talked to a couple businesses, they've said, oh, we've just done weight loss challenges, whoever can lose the most weight. And I said, well, hey, why don't I come in and just do an introduction about what it is that I teach? When it comes to employee wellness challenges or any of our challenges that we host, I always make it clear that it's not a weight loss challenge.
Correct.
It is understanding that this is the start to your lifestyle and the start to your journey to achieve your goals. Whether that's to gain muscle mass, maybe it is to wear a certain size of pants or jeans again, or would you like to be able to lift a certain amount when it comes to a deadlift or something? It's more than just saying, oh, I need to lose 15 pounds, because here's my question then. Are you losing 15 pounds of muscle? Are you losing body fat? Which way are we going? Because if you're just looking at that scale and saying, oh, I've lost weight, no problem, but yet you might not be eating the best, but you are almost working out maybe every single day, but not
getting the recovery.
Not getting the recovery, not doing the right things for your body and mobility and movement. So I make it very clear and apparent that what I'm doing when it comes to challenges is I'm introducing you to different healthy habits that you can start adding into your current lifestyle. And that has been, I sat down with Rule, and I said, what have been some bright spots during this time? They said, it is exactly that, understanding that it's about consistency. It's about adding these healthy habits in. It's making sure that I'm understanding how much I truly need to be eating, because they're realizing they're eating a lot more than what they were in the past.
And that's mind-blowing for a lot of people, how you can eat more but lose weight. You almost think that's voodoo, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's very much realistic.
And I make it very apparent when it comes to exercise. I'm not saying you need to go to the gym and work out for an hour. I'm saying I would love to just see you move. Walking, biking, yoga, you know, maybe taking a fitness class, but at least 30 minutes with 5 days of 30 minutes of work, plus 2 rest days for your body to recover.
And what we like about that corporate challenge is the fact that, as you talked about, weight loss is the byproduct. We don't lead with that other than saying this is not a weight loss challenge. Because you think about weight loss challenges that you may have seen at your employer or around through your friends. Hey, this 4 weeks or this 8 weeks I lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Well, when was that? Oh, we did that at the beginning of the year. As you mentioned, well, what did you actually lose? And then inevitably we always hear the next story, well, I gained 15 of that back or 20 of that back.
Anytime you do fad diets or a weight loss challenge and then you stop after that time, 2/3 of the people end up gaining that weight plus more back. And it happens.
Oh, it absolutely happens. And so creating those mindful habits, I know we repeat that often, but think of the habits. I think back to raising our son, that we try to get him in a daily habit, and so we're so used to having those habits growing up, we kind of phase out of it because of the chaotic life that we lead. Working, maybe it's overnight, maybe it's the factory worker. Let's see, so my nephew, his wife, is now, she is a nurse and working the overnight shift. So she's finding out that, she's eating dinner before she goes into work, but then at 1, 2 in the morning, that's technically lunch. And so, how is she able to fuel her body? And she quickly is realizing that it's a little bit different. So whether it's a 9 to 5 when the sun is up, or 5 to 9 when the sun's down, it's still the same. It's still developing these habits.
Yeah, I remember the 11 to 7 shifts, and I just remember like I was starving at 1 and 2 in the morning, and there'd be sometimes that I would forget to bring food with me. And so
then what do we have to do? Go to the vending machine, we get stuff that's processed, we get stuff, and then all of a sudden we just find it very easy and obtainable to do this, instead of just taking that extra few minutes to be able to even prep our dinners. But that's what you're instilling in these challenges.
Yeah.
I guess what we are technically, but you're the point person for this. So
you've been a really great cheerleader in helping me. I will give you that. So you've been helping me quite often. And
if you think that we are saying here that we live this perfect life to where we have breakfast all the time, where we have lunch, we are the same as you. And
I think I got an average last week of sleeping in a hotel room anywhere from 4 to 5 hours because I was sleeping with a toddler.
Exactly. And so, but what this teaches us, when we get into these situations where we are out of our routine, out of our element, that it teaches us to reach back and say, okay, I know that if I have this, I want to be able to offset it with some veggies, with, as far as our eating. We didn't get a lot of good sleep last week for various reasons, one of which was our 2-year-old. But I think the one thing that I've always joked about is that I wish I would have listened to my parents when I was 2, 3, and 4, maybe even 5 years old, how wonderful naps are. I wish I would have taken more naps now because it would have set me up. Naps during the day are fine. Half an hour to recharge or an hour to recharge.
Just make sure it's before mid-afternoon.
Yes. And so there again, getting into that stress level, changing of our daily routine. These are what these habits help us to be able to maintain in some way.
There was one presentation that I did last week for the Rule and Rule Employee Challenge, and it was about mental health and how that is a foundation point, the importance of it, understanding even positive affirmations every day, taking a mindful minute for yourself just to put you into that, like basically a good mood, boosting up the endorphins, and understanding how much mental health is just as important as physical health as well.
And when we talk about the positive mental health, how many times, raise your hand out there, how many times, now from a golfing standpoint, if I'm ever on a golf course, and this is what I try to instill into our boys now as we're into the season, and even to the girls into the spring season, think about even during your daily job, you're doing something that you've maybe done before over and over and over, and you make a silly mistake. Have you ever gone, how dumb am I, you idiot? We don't let others talk to ourselves in this negative connotation, so why do we allow our own self to be able to call ourselves an idiot or you big dummy? I mean, I'm guilty of it because
when you stub your toe.
When I stub my toe, when I kick something that I've walked over 100 times before, because we feel as if we should be doing this as part of our routine, and when we don't do that, think of all that negative self-talk that comes in. And that's part of that positive mental attitude that we just have to be able to reframe ourselves. I got a great idea for this for our next challenge, and I'm not going to say it out loud here, but just remind me of what that is. It's going to be in that positive self-talk arena.
I don't have a pen for you to write this down. So you were just talking about, let's steer over to, let's do a 180. So you're just talking about the boys golf. Can you give us a little recap of how the season's been going?
You know, if you follow the PGA Tour at all, and you listen to the big names, the Rory McIlroys, the Tiger Woods, the Justin Thomases of the world, they talk about peaking at the right time. I want to peak for the majors. Those 4 majors are very important to them.
Yes.
For boys golf, it's important for us to start peaking towards the end of the season. Everything's a build-up. And there's a rude awakening at the beginning if you haven't really been working over the summer, but the improvements that you work on during the season will get you better towards the end. We always want to be better. We want to win every tournament. We want to be the lowest score. That doesn't always happen, but how can we change? How can we modify and practice to be better? I'm super proud of the boys last week. First off, I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Rivera. He used to be my JV coach. He filled in wonderfully on Tuesday and Friday, first day of MAC. And shout out to my brother from another mother, Kevin Lloyd. He filled in on Saturday wonderfully while we were gone. Tuesday at Cedar Falls, they shot their best round of the year. Super proud of them. I could just tell from the text that I was getting that they were amped up. They were really, really excited. Did they shoot as well Friday and Saturday from a scoring standpoint? Not really, but was well below their season average in regards to their team score. And so both days we came in 6th place. We were 6th place overall on the MAC, which, and quite honestly, that's where we should have been. We might have gotten into 5th, playing very, very, very well, but the boys hung in, and you know, I can never ask them to give more than they do. They give 100%. I'm not going to ask them to give 100% because I know this is what they're doing. And so we had an event yesterday, our annual Muskie Cup with our friends at Pleasant Valley. It's just a Ryder Cup style. It's a two-person team. You take the best score. Take a varsity member. We pair them up with a freshman or a sophomore, and it's their way to be able to mentor the younger kids, the younger golfers. And so there's 12 golfers to each side, 6 teams. We didn't come out on the winning end, but there again, we play against PV so often. We have a lot of good friendships. And I put this in our tweet, if you follow Muskie Boys Golf, that we're adversaries on the course, but then we're friends off.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're trying to beat each other's brains in on the golf course. But at the end, we shake our hands and, you know, we have fun and we just cut it up with each other.
And you had senior night.
And we had senior night. I got through most of it without getting sappy. Our heart and soul of our teams are very often our seniors. Couple of the seniors, their golfing ability is just, they are in JV level, but they're leaders on there. They still have to be able to be those pseudo captains, if you will, and show the maturity of being a senior to the other freshmen and sophomore. That was Bob Carver and Gavin Bryden. And then on the varsity side, Sam Emmert, who really started concentrating on golf 4 months ago. Sam's an absolute athlete, wonderful human being. He would lead our prayers before our golf meets.
Oh, nice.
And so I think he surprised himself how well he played. Then Nathan Scher, and if there's any high schoolers out there, vote for Nathan for King. I think Thursday. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Thursday, you got to have your votes in. So Nathan's part of the homecoming court.
And he is just such a darn gentleman.
He is. And I told the story last night that when I first met Nathan, and I know there's people out there that know his parents and maybe have seen Nathan out at Muni when he's working out there. When I first met Nathan, this persona that he had was bigger than life. And I'll be honest, like, I have zero clue how to handle this. I'm like, what do I do with this kid? He's been such a blessing. He's one of those that I've only seen him once in 2 years really feel down about his golf game. And we were talking about that positive mental talk. It's always go time for him. He's always picking up the people or his fellow golfers, even though they're maybe for a different school, always picking them up.
Yeah.
If they hit a bad shot, hey, let's go down, let's find it, let's go hit it again. Wonderful positive mental attitude. We all need a little Nathan in our lives. So, and then my captain, Mike Henderson, he's been on varsity for 4 years. Freshman year, not as much, but not only has he grown in stature, I think he said he was 5'3" when he was a freshman. Now he's taller than me. I think he's 6'4". Both he and Sam, he's grown. He grew into his hair. Both him and Sam are going to be playing basketball here in the winter. But I tasked Michael as the captain for this year. He's done an amazing job. It's something that I don't know if he truly knew that he needed to be.
Yeah.
He's done a great job in terms of getting all of our golfers over the summer. I don't have visibility to them often. And so he's like, let's go play golf. Let's go play golf. And so, I'm excited about districts coming up. District for us is going to be extremely difficult. It is a very stacked tournament. There's 14 teams. There's 4 teams, 4 very, very strong teams. They're going to be battling for the top 3 qualifying spots. Then when you have teams like Burlington, maybe one of the teams that's not going to make the top 3, you have these top individuals. North Scott's going to be one of them. Again, top individuals, and you throw Mike Henderson in there, 12 to 16 boys that will not be on a state qualifying team are going to battle for 2 spots. And I mean, we get back to peaking at the right time. I don't want to say catching lightning in a bottle, but when sort of those stars align, and I feel Mikey's one of those that can make it to state, if he can stay out of his own way. But I'm excited about Monday. I've always told the boys, I mean, we start
mid-August,
early August, and I tell them it will go like that. And guess what? All of a sudden they go, oh my gosh, we have 2 weeks left.
Well, yeah,
they
you
have
had
1
what,
week
6
left.
tournaments within 2 weeks,
We
right
have
at the beginning?
5, half the schedule's in the first week and a half to 2 weeks of our start. And so yeah, it goes by extremely quick if you're not paying attention.
And speaking of extremely quick, with the golf season almost ending for not just the boys, but also, you know, overall with the season being over, we have something at Impact that they can continue with training, and I'm going to let you talk about that.
And everybody knows as far as my passion for golf. And so one of the reasons I started Impact was I was always injured when I was working out, and how that worked with my golf game. And I'm not going to belabor that story. I think everyone knows that. Here in 3 weeks, October 11th, whatever that first Tuesday is, I believe that's October 11th, our golf performance is going to ramp back up. Golf performance is for those individuals who think they need, basically they shut it down starting here in October and November. They don't pick up a golf club until maybe February or March. This is a way to be able to, one, through a movement assessment and the Titleist Performance Institute, be able to identify where we have the opportunities to improve. Do we have early extension? I mean, which means, do we lose posture when we're coming out of the golf,
Your swing?
Basically the through swing. Do we have proper muscle activation? Everybody wants to hit the ball longer, but they don't know how. What do? We try to swing harder. We develop swing flaws. So the workouts are meant to get the body moving properly, understanding how to use the ground properly, and then be able to get us a little stronger through golf movements, but in a workout format. And so Tuesdays and Thursdays are dedicated at 5:30, are dedicated to our golfers, not only within Impact currently, but also those in the community that are looking to improve their golf game for 2023 right now. Why wait? Which leads us into something coming up for Impact here in a little bit. Why wait until March or April to figure out what you want to do? Let's start you now, get you on that path. You're going to feel stronger. We all want to hit longer drives. The golf performance workouts will help you start realizing what you need to be able to do that. I kind of joke with people, I screw up their swings for a little bit because I'm making you stronger and using different muscles that you should be using, but you're not. And so maybe that swing gets a little bit longer. Maybe there's a little bit more power there. Every mile an hour you gain in your driver speed, you gain 3 yards of distance. And so to be able to, I'm not going to sit here and guarantee you that you're going to gain 10 yards, 15, 20 yards, but we have an athlete within Impact that he's been working with us, or working with me, and from 1 year to the next, he was driving the ball 20 to 30 yards longer. Mm-hmm. One, swinging harder, but two, swinging under control, understanding what he needs to do. So this is an opportunity. No one else in Muscatine offers anything like this. And so if you're interested, by all means, check us out through our website, contact us directly to be able to understand what these workouts are about.
Can you also talk about the lovely little thing in the corner of our gym?
Yes. So to be able to understand our improvements, we have a launch monitor now at Impact. And so we have in the back portion of our studio the ability to, we'll be upgrading here after a while, but we have our launch monitor. You'll be able to see more accurately through a launch monitor. You'll be able to see your carry distance. You can base it per club. You'll be able to see swing speed. You'll be able to see all of these things that you wouldn't normally see on the golf course.
Yep.
And so we're currently trying to work with one or two of the local club pros and being able to offer lessons as well. He and I are talking this evening to be able to get those plans hopefully resolved here very soon. But I think it's going to be Muscatine's opportunity to be able to really, really increase our ability to have good golfers, for one, but have you coming out of the gate better than you ever have.
And this isn't one that is like you can find at, I think like Riverside Casino has some like just hit and swing. Yeah. I mean, even our even downtown at Bridgeside, those simulators, they don't often measure the things correctly that we can measure with a launch monitor. So the opportunity exists just to be able to see what your game looks like. Yeah.
And it's just not about the instruction, but it's also about what's a proper, quote unquote proper, or what is a beneficial warm-up to make us better during our round, but what's that post cool down warm-up look like? Because I guarantee you 99% of us, our cool downs generally with a 12-ounce cold beverage. Not saying that's bad, but what are we doing to be able to not only reward our body for playing 18 holes, but how can we prep it for the next time we play? Maybe it's the next day.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys are playing every day, and that's awesome. I wish I'd be able to play every day. Business-wise, we can't, I can't do that. But understanding, again, your golf swing, how you should move, but also that warm up and cool down. Everybody forgets about that.
I remember when we did that survey at the Charities Golf event, and that was one of the questions that we had asked was, did you warm up before you came out and played golf? Yeah,
well, I kind of did this, this, and this.
Like your good morning stretches?
At least there was intent, but my intent is to be able to get you, will you take 5 minutes to be able to prep your body? 10 minutes. Just not grabbing a club and going trunk to tee, to be able to just grab a club, I'm going to hit a golf ball. Very rarely you'll see me hit a golf ball without prepping the system, the body.
You have to prep the body beforehand.
Absolutely.
And so you were talking a little bit during the golf performance portion about a promo that is coming up the week of October 16th. Do you want to talk about what we are offering at Impact?
That's going to be basically bring a friend. And if you know somebody that is an athlete at Impact, if you know Autumn or myself, we want you to be able to experience what Impact is all about, whether it's our performance classes, I mean, you have a free week from Monday through Saturday morning. You have the availability to our performance classes, our stick mobility classes. More importantly, check out what golf performance is all about. Our recovery class on Saturday morning, and then our add-on performance class as well. Like I said, if you know an impact athlete already, tell them, hey, I want to come in this week. And then once you set up an account with us, get a hold of us, set up an account, then you get that entire week for free. If you take that advantage of that week, in November, you get 50% off of November. Now, we take a 1 week shutdown in November, so you're getting about 3 weeks, but at half price. And we want you, again, always move better than you ever have. We want you to golf. I want you to personally golf better than you ever have in your life.
I can swing and somewhat keep it on the fairway.
Keep it on the fairway, absolutely.
And not hit a tree.
Exactly. And we want you to see what impact is about. If you're unhappy at your current location, then give us a try. There is no, we're not going to hold you to the fire in terms of if you take this week, you have to. No, just come in, see what we're about. See how we deliver fitness differently, not to be different, just because we feel it is the most effective way to get your body moving.
And we also offer the free movement assessments.
Free movement assessment. You can come in, talk to us, and it's about an hour long. We do a movement assessment. We do we talk about nutrition as well, nutrition and wellness. So yeah, we want to be busy. We are right now, and we're happy to set up a time that works for both of us. Even if that borders into the evening, we'll make time for you, because I feel like you want to make time for yourself. Let's see, do we have a total number of days before the end of the year, before the new year? Somewhere around
October 1st would have been
90 days.
Well, October 1st is 3 months.
3 months, so 90 days-ish.
I'll let you do the math.
Yeah. My point is this. Why wait until January? We love these hard stops or hard starts. Why wait till January 1 to say, you know what, I'm going to do this? When you start looking at the holidays, develop your routine now. That way, when you're coming in January, you already know what's going to happen, and in a good way. So set those expectations, set your schedule. Don't wait until January 1. That's why we want to have you in now. Because if you think about it, free week in October, half price November, that's going to get us through the holidays. Generally, we still have workouts even on Thanksgiving morning and even Friday. And then when you start getting into the holidays, the hustle and the bustle of all that, it's going to be mentally draining if you have to deal with family at times. But let's be strong, let's be healthy, and let's start now. That's my challenge to you. Let's start now. There's no reason why you can't. I think the only thing holding you back is going to be you. We're here for you 24 hours a day for the most part. Not during the nighttime, but we're here for you to be able to get you on the path.
You did great.
Ah.
That was great.
Woohoo. I passed.
It's so rare for me to actually hear you talk more about it now. And so it's like, that was great. I love that. We have it recorded so I can write everything down what you just said.
I hope.
And we're going to end with something really fun, and you get to do this. It's What's in the Box, sponsored by Toyota of Muscatine.
All I can think of is Brad Pitt going, "What's in the box?"
Oh, good gosh. All right. So.
Which camera do you want, Jess? Is this good? That one? All right. Last time, Chris put in whipped cream. I remember that.
Do you know what it is?
That would be a cupcake.
So
Come here.
So last week we were gone. Scott's father passed away on Monday.
On Monday of last week.
And
Yep.
today would have been his 92nd birthday.
Doggone it, stop.
So that's why we're also wearing Indy 500 gear.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was I'll let you you tell this. Is that good?
Mm-hmm. Dad, for 40 years, was a track observer for the Indianapolis 500. That's how both my brother and I got into it. And so we've just carried on the tradition. And so this is our blue shirt. And Hy-Vee had, they were sponsored for the race over at Iowa Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, if you want to see short track action, you have to go see the 3/4 mile track at Iowa Speedway. Absolutely phenomenal. Indianapolis has been a part of our life as far as I can remember. I know the first time that I went to not only watch practice, but when I went to the race. I have been a track observer there for since 1993, and better part of, math is hard. I know I missed a couple races because
Mm-hmm.
of this and that. I missed the COVID race. That one was in October or November or something. I think. Oh no, it was in September because I had golf. And so I've been over there for 20 plus years. When Taps rolled around at Dad's funeral, it's going to hit a little bit different next year. The whole, I don't want to say pomp and circumstance, but the whole celebration and the whole, everything that the Indianapolis is, all the stuff at the beginning, parade of bands, the cars, all of that is just absolutely phenomenal. Thanks.
That was perfect timing.
Wow. Here I am talking. Wow. Get a screenshot of this, would you? Do I have anything on my face? Wow. So anyway,
Perfect timing.
shout out to Dad. He'd have been 92 today. But this is up in my nose. Huh? Well, I got kind of blow my nose. So, anyway, that's what this is about.
Your dad
Stars
was
Indianapolis.
full of humor.
Full of humor.
So I thought today was the perfect day to do that.
I literally had that up my nose. All right.
It was perfect.
Thank you.
You look great. So
That was a perfectly good cupcake.
it's a delicious cupcake. You have more of it. So we are going to be over at MPW for their health fair. So if you are watching and you're at MPW, stop by and check out what we have. And I think just honestly being a part of the community of being a small business, bringing health and awareness. Honestly, thank you to a bunch of businesses and people here in community in Muscatine for supporting us and just being a part of what we've been doing. So we continue to build this. Don't you even think about it.
Oh, I gotta talk about it.
Don't you even think about it. There you go. Good idea. And then also, good luck with district on Monday.
Thank you.
As well. So I know the boys are going to literally knock it out of the park for districts.
We'll
They're
be
going
up
to do great.
at Glens Creek and Eldridge, technically Long Grove.
And what time is?
Tee off at 10 o'clock.
All right, there we go. So if you want to join and support the boys, go ahead and do that on Monday. And of course, our golf performance starts up October 11th. So if you are interested in that, contact us so we can get you started on your journey during the off season. And of course, Bring a Friend Week is October 16th. So be sure to check that out. Until then, Muscatine, stay happy and stay healthy. I will see you later.